Praises and cheers, family. Praises and cheers. Praises and cheers. I have a brother of mine that recently reached out to me and was asking me about how does he reprogram his mind and his body to come into more of the pranic, breatharian, bigu state. He was asking me because he feels like he already knows that it's available for him to go without having to worry about calories and nutrition and all the other circus shows of things that can bring one into so much focus when they're putting stuff in their mouth, so much of that. And so pretty much the solution for him that I gave him, that I wanted to share with y'all, because it was such a beautiful transmission, and I know that he's going to be able to pick up on that and actually take that and utilize that in his day-to-day life. It was so well-rounded, and it was so, because he gave me so much to work with. He said he already knew that he didn't have to have that mindset anymore, that he has to use food to survive. He said he already knew it, but he doesn't know how to reprogram his body and his mind. It's like part of his higher self was telling him, this is real. There's logic behind it, there's facts behind it, there's legitimacy, there's so much proof behind it, there's so much that goes into this that you're already picking up on, but you don't know how to make that transition. And so I simply told him, number one is that it's good that you already know this, because now you're embracing it, right? And so now you can embrace the full spectrum of all that can go into making this transition, right? And so there is a combination of tools that we use to transition fully to where you truly, with all aspects of your body, are only eating for just pleasure, because it's pleasurable to how you communicate with yourself and the senses that fire off when you eat, how you communicate with others when you eat around others, and how you just know about certain foods enough so that you can be in better and bigger conversations with people. Like, when you can truly get to that state, of course it's more of just a fun thing, and eventually, as we mature more in life, what is fun eventually shifts. Like when you're a child and you get a new toy for Christmas or so, right? It eventually will shift, and you will let that toy go and you will be playing with something else. So eventually you will be moving from, okay, I'm just eating and drinking right now because it's fun. I like, I know I really like, the taste, and the taste is great. And, I can get, stimulated off of it, and my body feels whatever my body feels when I'm eating it. But I truly have got that program off of me that I need this to survive, or I need this for energy. Those programs are what are stopping you from becoming a homo quantum based being, as I call it, a homo quantum being, and some other beings that are working with the pranic bandwidth, the breatharian wavelength, right? They are working with that field of frequency, right? And so once again, he's embracing all of the changes because he already has in tune with his higher self that it's possible. He just needs some actual, neurological biofeedback from a brother that's already more on that journey, right? And has gone through the test of time and has fully been able to bring, like myself, like it's been almost 3 years now where I've been able to say that I completely do not get any of my energy from nowhere besides nature. Nature includes the sun. Nature includes the trees, the ground, the air, you know, and then even deeper in nature, it's the quantum field. So I get none of my energy, and that's pretty much what I'm saying as well, is that I get all of my energy, every single cell in my body gets all of its energy, not from food anymore. I've totally switched my system of abstracting any food, any energy that I can from food, and only getting my energy from the quantum field. Okay? And there's a way that you do this. All right? So, what I was breaking down for him was that you have your mind and your body. You can control these two, and you can consistently control these two to program the subconscious mind and the subconscious body within the conscious mind and the conscious body. So, when you are programming, you have different wavelengths of brain states or mind states and breath states that you can program your subconscious body and mind with. All right. So right now, our brain takes up so much energy every single day. We have to charge up our brain. In most people are doing that with food, and we have the ability to not have our brain have to absorb so much energy. It doesn't have to be that much of a, all right, now I'm losing energy, now I need to get energy. The brain doesn't have to go through that. What happens is the brain works more in tangent with the spine and the base of the spine called the kundalini. All right. And what I do personally is I work with the qigong and the breath work called Solarian Gong to make sure that my kundalini is charged up enough every single day with the quantum energy that kundalini can get charged up with, and it feeds my brain throughout the day, so I never have a feeling of my brain needs to be fed. I never have to go through that hunger that a lot of people have, and a lot of people get that hunger in their gut. And so I haven't been hungry in 7-8 years because I've been doing this kundalini breath work and qigong work. And so in these last 7-8 years, I haven't had that physical sensation like, I'm getting tired, I'm gonna need some food to fuel me. I haven't had any of those feelings. And so what is being offered right now through me is we are going to be launching a Solarian Qigong protocol where you will go through 100-day experience to shift your stomach and your mind from moving from the beta brainwave states to the alpha brainwave states more and more throughout the day. So you will do the breath work and the qigong that will feed the kundalini plenty of quantum energy for 100 days straight, because the subconscious mind needs consistency. All right, for an hour a day for 100 days straight. And that's only the first trimester of this pregnancy that you will be creating. After that, you will go into another 100 days and then one more 100-day sequence. This will be 300 days. One of the most fastest protocols that you can look at, and known to man. Most people are doing 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and all these different challenges to shift your body. But what will be occurring in these 100-day sequences is you not only sealing up leakages and burnout places within your body and blockages within your body, but you will also be creating a new inner terrain where you do this breath work and such in the morning and throughout the day or at night. And so the next day, what you will be doing is vibrating on longer and longer wavelengths or time links of alpha waves. And so no matter what, because I move a lot throughout the day, I'm helping and I'm focusing all these things, but I can maintain an alpha mindset, an alpha body type of movement. I get into alpha deep into my breath work and my qigong. I get deep into alpha. And so the deeper I get into alpha, the more I can do beta focused things in life and still have those alpha waves playing throughout the day. Now, right now, as somebody that's been doing this for years, my goal is to get deeper into theta and be able to be in theta with my eyes open. This is getting into moksha levels, you know. And I actually tell people that when you get into alpha, you're actually getting enlightened, because you're literally allowing the light, that zone vision, that tunnel vision, you're allowing the light to come into the body. And you're seeing that, yes, mitochondria is what fuels the ATP synthase. So a lot of the times, yes, we do have to go through this type of chemical change with all the herbs and the food and everything else to feed our bodies. But when we switch the system to a mechanical system that just gets the electricity, the magnetodielectricity straight from the mitochondria, the protons that the mitochondria and the protons and photons that the mitochondria literally makes for the ATP to crystallize all the different strains of aminos to create that perfect codon of genetic synthase, so that you have plenty of energy throughout the day, you know, because this is what fuels the cells. Each cell has the ATP do what it needs to do so that the cells can be fed and fueled, and so that you can see that you have plenty of energy. But we're usually doing that abstraction consciously with food. In actuality, everybody already lives off the quantum, because that's already happening. But how do we truly make that shift so that we just allow more of the alpha waves to come into the body, which actually, again, enlightens us more and more, brings in more light, so the mitochondria can get even more light to bounce off of, to shoot those photons and protons into the ATP, and now all the cells are, you know, fed once again. You know, it's a vast process, and so all we have to focus on is getting more of these alpha wave, getting into the alpha brainwave state with our thoughts and our breath. Thoughts, breath, body movements, because I'm moving throughout the day and I'm breathing throughout the day. Those are the two things that I know that I'm doing all throughout the day, regardless, as I'm breathing, I'm thinking, and I'm moving. And so if I can just get deep into alpha with my practice all throughout the day, I'm gonna stay more and more in that alpha state, to where I'm feeling enlightened throughout the day. It's just so much inner enlightenment. And my kundalini is not only just at least online enough so that if I'm doing certain movements, maybe I can actually like breathe into those movements a little deeper, and boom, now I'm just charging up kundalini once again. You know, because qigong is really about that. It's a mastery of the qi. And so this is the possibilities that I'm unraveling and unleashing and creating right now. Once again, called Solarian Qigong, so that people have the possibility to go deep into what it takes to fully transform their body through 3 trimesters. And then after that, you are creating this connection with this immortal self that will guide you so deeply into all other things in your spiritual journey. And you'll have such a charged up body at all times to have enough energy to go deeper into the spiritual journey, not having no leakages, no blockages, no burnout, and a true knowledge of self on a very unique level and a very alchemical level, a very transmutational level, so that you have the components for what it's going to take to truly go deep into leaving the neophyte spiritual reality that most people are stuck in any type of spiritual state. But now you get in tune with the adepthood. natures, and you actually get to transform the body, transform the mind, and be in an alpha enlightened state as much as you want. Again, you can eat as much as you want, you can drink as much as you want, but you have the ability to know the difference between what is truly enlightenment and what is non-enlightenment. And so now you're in a position where you can feel the contrast, and you start to switch your body from always wanting, or craving density within inside the body, and then you start to crave more of the lightness, going longer and longer without being dense in the body. And you start to truly switch from needing food to get fueled to the less food I eat, the more energy I have. The less food I eat, the more energy I have. The less food I eat, the more energy I have. And that switch becomes a craving. Like, man, I just want more energy. I just want more energy. You know what I mean? And so I want more alpha waves. I want to be more in that creative zone of enlightenment. And I want to be able to, stay highly energetic and stay highly creative and be just so in this flow state, and be able to help so many people out, be super virtuous, as well as, have so much experience through helping people out. So this is something that, I'm creating right now. Again, Solarian Qigong, the priesthood, the priestesshood, but also the quantum brotherhood and sisterhood, so that you can go through these tiers and actually get to the levels that it would take for you to fully experience what shifting the body is over time is like, and go through the full sequence of the alchemy and do it in such a quantum type of timing that, is just not offered anywhere, to the point where you have plenty of energy. Your mindset is purely fixed on all things growth, because you've seen growth from the most, physical aspect of yourself, right? So praises and cheers to that. More information will be dropping on that. I just wanted to give you like a little rundown of, how keenly and precisely we are working with being able to shift from a Homo sapien to a Homo quantum. And we have the protocol to do it. And we're just all about releasing it now and making sure that everybody feels super grounded, super intact, and super, focused on that mission, and loving the fun that comes with it. So praises and cheers once again, family.